Today's video is about keeping the Rail Anvils horn as strong as I can without welding more material onto it. I have made 6 Rail Anvils so far, but I have recently sold 2 of them, so this 4 behind me is my total inventory. All the really hard work has already been done to all of them. Yes, 3 of the 4 anvils still need some finish grinding. But as you can see, they all have Hardy and Pritchell holes, which I seldom see on other people's homemade rail anvils. Up to a few years ago, I had made 5 rail anvils. At that point, I had this short leftover piece of 141 pounds per yard rail. So for this anvil, my 6th rail anvil, I thought I'd do something a little different from a design standpoint. It is 19.5 inches long and weighs about 43 pounds as you see it here. That 19.5 inches of new rail would have weighed in at about 76 3/8 pounds. So I guess I removed a bit over 33 pounds with all the flame cutting, milling, grinding, drilling operations that I performed on it. Do you notice anything different about this one? Here's the problem that I want to address. I want a thicker and therefore stronger horn on my next rail anvil. The top or ball of railroad track isn't all that thick to begin with. So if one undercuts the horn end, as we almost always do, the horn can't be very thick or strong for that matter, can it? Nor can it take on a true cone shape. By that I mean that the horn has increasing size sections of a circle as you move from tip to face. That's a thing that blacksmiths like me desire. And once we shape the underhorn area, we make things even worse. Most, if not all, makers of rail anvils do as I have done in the past to create a flat face for blacksmith work on top of the anvil. They, or we, mill or grind the whole top of the piece of railroad track until we get our desired face width. That process makes the horn even thinner. Then many folks make the situation even worse than that by cutting the horn area down even more to produce a step down from that milled face of the anvil, like we would see on a typical London pattern anvil, this step down. By the way, I have never milled such a step in any of my rail anvils. To avoid this problem on one previous build, I spent a lot of time building up the area under the horn by adding pieces of steel and then adding a lot of weld material. That's this one here. I made the horn to be a modified cone shape, not a flat-topped horn. This end result works well, but it took a lot of time to accomplish. Now here's what I did to make my backwards rail anvil. Here's my latest, although unconventional, approach for producing a thicker horn. When you mill or grind the face, don't take any material off the rail in the area that will become the horn. You stop right here. You go that way, but you don't come this way. Mill the face up to the area where the horn will begin. This method gives you a backwards facing step. The main advantage of this method is that you have the maximum amount of rail thickness left for the horn itself. This will allow a much more rounded cross section to the horn. I still have some work to do in cleaning up the horn and cleaning up the bolt slot cutouts on this anvil, but I just wanted to give you some food for thought about making rail anvils with a stronger horn. And as you may be able to see, a couple of those anvils could still use a little more work and shaping on the horn. I didn't get this one too symmetrical yet, so there's obviously work to do, and I also want to round this one even more than it is now. I don't care about having a really sharp point on my horns because I can always use a cone-shaped tool in the Hardy hole for that purpose. I'd rather have the strength out there so you can really wail on it without having to worry about bending the horn. I will get to those 2 last rail anvils one of these days when it is warmer outside so I can keep the grinding dust out of the shop. I hope you get an idea or two from this video. Thank you for watching.